Ducks Unlimited Television is presented by Drake Waterfowl Systems, innovators in waterfowl hunting, in association with Mossberg Firearms. Built rugged, proudly American.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Ducks Unlimited Television, featuring family, new friends, and familiar faces. The venue is the confluence of the Mississippi and Missouri rivers. The menu features mallards and gadwall. The hunters include John Paul Morris, DU's Mike Checkett, longtime DU faithful Steve Lohr, and our hosts, Doug, Steve, and Dustin Ruff, up right now on America's favorite waterfowl show.
One of the coolest things about this whole Confluence region here in St. Charles County is the number of duck clubs that are here and the long-standing history of waterfowling the area. There's been a ton of work done in this area. This Confluence region is very, very important to waterfowl, and you can tell that the landowners as well as many conservation organizations have done a lot of great work in this region. There's waterfowl habitat everywhere. There's flooded fields, there's food, there's rest lakes. It's literally everything that these ducks need to thrive.
This ramen.
Well guys, it's our first morning here at the Confluence hunting ducks, and it feels like a waterfowl hunter's day, doesn't it?
Definitely.
It's foggy and rainy and having some great times in the duck blind.
Yeah. We need the rain. It's coming. We should have a good shoot.
Yeah, it seems like the birds are starting to fly now and we're starting to get a little wind, so we're excited to see what the rest of the day's got in store for us. Thank you, boys. There it is. There we go. That'll work just like you're supposed to.
This bunch, we pray for bad weather and then stand out in it. Here we are.
Oh no, this is my kind of bad weather.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
No.
In most areas around the country, you want a sunny day with some wind. Here, when we saw the forecast was rainy, the Ruff said, hey, we're excited about it. That's normally a sign of a good duck hunt to come. It was surprising to me to see just how well these birds worked in the rain. As the rain picked up, as the morning went along, we started seeing more and more birds fly, and more birds started working our decoy spread. It was something that's kind of unique to this area of the Confluence.
Ducks Unlimited Television, presented by Drake Waterfowl Systems, innovators in waterfowl hunting, is also brought to you by Mossy Oak Shadow Grass Blades and Ducks Unlimited's Rescue Our Wetlands campaign, banding together for waterfowl.
So our first morning here in the Confluence area, we had a great hunt. We started off early. It was a little slow. It was kind of an overcast, rainy day, but As it started raining, the duck action actually picked up. We started seeing more and more birds as the morning went on. We saw a lot of mallards, we saw some pintails, gadwall, teal, shovelers. It was really a mix of a bunch of different ducks.
Got some shooters in the blind.
Well, the weatherman actually got it right today. It is pouring down rain. But you know what? The ducks are coming our way, so not all bad.
Yeah.
Good shooting.
Out great.
Good
On
shot.
the board.
On the board. Gadwall.
How did we not shoot?
Got that Drake.
Good job, Mike.
Oh.
Awesome.
Steve, how long have you and your family had in place here?
My dad bought parts of this farm in 1972 and 1973, and then about by 1980, we had assembled the 650 acres that's here. We grew up duck hunting, we've hunted other places, and we just wanted to have a place of our own.
You know, it was really a pleasure to get to experience Purdy Farms here in St. Charles County with the whole Ruff family. They run a first-class operation here, and you can truly tell it's their passion. They love waterfowling, they love Purdy Farms, and I can see why, because they've got a really, really special place.
Let's get 'em.
Oh, how'd that first one get away? The left, you want him? Good shooting, boys. Good shot.
All right.
Well,
Great shooting, guys.
yeah, thank you guys for a great day in the duck blind.
Is it on the bull sprig?
Yeah, and we saw a lot of birds.
A
So.
lot of birds working, yeah.
We got out there this morning and the forecast said we were gonna get some rain. We got lucky when we first got out there and it was pretty light rain, good wind, and as the day progressed, we had squall after squall come through. I mean, tons of rain, and we all got soaking wet, but we had a great hunt. You know, there were a lot of birds working, we saw a lot of birds in the sky, and just had a good time.
As experts in waterfowl biology and management, we spend a lot of time thinking about what ducks and other waterfowl eat. And many of our conservation projects are designed to provide food for waterfowl. Different species have different dietary requirements. Some, like redheads, regularly feed on both plant and animal foods. Others, like mallards, are mostly vegetarian. Waterfowl diets also change throughout a bird's annual life cycle and migration. In cold weather, waterfowl often look for foods that are high in carbohydrates. During late winter and spring, they consume more protein-rich foods to supply their needs for the upcoming breeding season. Aquatic vegetation makes up a high percentage of waterfowl diets, including plants from at least 25 different families. Aquatic invertebrates are a rich source of protein and are especially important for rapidly growing ducklings, molting adults, and breeding hens. Common duck foods include mollusks, fish, amphibians, crustaceans, and aquatic insects. More and more, migrating and wintering waterfowl depend on rice and other flooded agricultural fields, where they find waste grain, seeds, and invertebrates. This is why Ducks Unlimited is working with rice farmers and others to flood their fields after harvest to provide habitat for waterfowl. To find out more about what ducks eat and how DU is providing food up and down the flyways, visit ducks.org.
DU Insights is brought to you by Mossy Oak Properties. Find your favorite place at mossyoakproperties.com. DUTV is powered by Mossberg Built Rugged, proudly American, Mossy Oak Properties, America's land specialist, and Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs.
This morning, we're gonna go hunt with Mike again, Steve Spezia, and Steve Lors. We're going to a different duck club here in the area called Mallard Point, and I'm really excited about it. I'm sure we'll be in for a good hunt. Hey, we're off and going. It's our second morning here on the Confluence. We just had our first little group of birds working. So it was 3 birds, and we got a nice mallard drake. Gonna be another great day. What a great start to the morning.
High group right here at 1 o'clock.
Honey! I'm trying to make it easy on Honey.
You are. Come on, honey.
The birds are just starting to fly this morning. There's a big flight of ducks coming from behind us going with the wind, but hopefully here in a little while we'll catch some more birds coming back this direction, coming out to feed, have a little bit more luck working. You know, sometimes you'll be seeing a bunch of high birds traveling like that and there's just nothing you can do with them. Hopefully we give it a little bit of time, it gets closer to the middle of the day, we'll have some more ducks coming out wanting to feed, have a little better luck working them. How long have you been hunting in the Confluence area, Steve?
Pretty long time, John Paul, since about 1960.
How much has it changed since you started down here?
Not all that much, and you know, you have landowner changes and you have new clubhouses put up, but it's still pretty hard to control the water system here, which is the bad news, but really at the end of the day it's the good news. The easement program is really taking effect down here at the bottoms, you know, with DU's support. As close as we are to St. Louis, I think without those easements, my grandkids and their kids after them would never have the opportunity to be able to enjoy this.
Thank you for your partnership with DU and the local area to make sure that this is around for generations to come. Everybody that duck hunts knows you get out of the blind to move decoys or leave yourself or have a conversation, here come the ducks.
Yeah.
It never fails. Nice. I shot it at the first go around, but we just had a pair of mallards, a hen and a drake, come in, and a lot of these birds today, you know, it's an overcast day, and the ducks can really see well on an overcast day. So we tried to stay as still as possible, a little lighter on the calling, and those two finally worked us. They were a little bit higher than what we'd like, but they just haven't been finishing today, so we'll take what we can get.
A common mistake handlers make is to take an athletic dog straight from the home, put them in the truck, go out to the field and start running them hard, a lot of high impact exercises. The Wild Rose training methodology, called the cyclical training model, has a 10-minute warm-up before we start doing any high impact exercises. Some of the drills that we use are the reverse heel. This is where they're heeling the dog forward and then backwards. The next one we may do is a square. That's going to help with your alignment. When you get ready to line the dog for a blind, you can turn your dog. By moving these squares, we're teaching a skill that's going to prove beneficial in the duck blind. We're going to do this a good 8 to 10 minutes to warm this dog up, take that energy level down, and then we're ready to move on to actual training and the patterns that you want to run. Athletes do it before the game. They pre-warm up. All sportsmen do it. Weightlifters do it. Think about it at the sports club. They're stretching. They're getting ready. Why not do it with your dog and cut down the chances for injury?
Duck Dog with Mike Stewart is presented by Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs. DUTV is powered by Mossberg Built Rugged, proudly American, Mossy Oak Properties, America's land specialist, and Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs.
A ghillie suit like this one is a great way to hide from ducks. You can sit someplace where otherwise you wouldn't be able to hide and absolutely disappear. The problem with a ghillie suit though is shooting out of it. There's two things you need to do. The first thing, you get this old English sheepdog effect where you can't see anything. You need to get some of these tendrils, especially over your dominant eye, out of the way. Tuck them up under your hat, whatever you need to do. Because otherwise they will, I've had it happen, they will flop down and mess you up at just the wrong time. More important than that even is mounting the gun. I've tried it, it's really hard. In fact, it's about impossible to make a good gun mount with all this on. Even if you push the gun out, try to get clear of it, it's just hard. So when I hunt in a ghillie suit, I'll try to make sure that I'm sitting where I've got the gun already in my shoulder so that when the birds come, all I need to do is mount like that and shoot. They'll never know you were there until it's too late.
Duck Gun is presented by Mossberg Firearms, built rugged, proudly American.
Every day in a duck blind is different. And we start out with the best spread we think for the day, but you got to watch what the birds want to do. And as we progressed this morning, we noticed that the birds were kind of short stopping us to begin with. So our first move was to go out and pull out some of the flashers out of the decoys. And that seemed to help some. As we hunted longer into the morning, we noticed a lot of birds were short stopping our decoy spread. And so what we did is we went out and we took a lot of the decoys that were 35, 40 yards from our blind, and we pulled a lot of those decoys closer. And we started noticing that the birds would work in closer to our decoys at that point. Honey! Hey, good going.
Can't
Hey,
young blood over here.
hey, we made a little change. We moved the camera back. You opened up a runway.
I think it worked.
He came in just like you're supposed to.
Right down the runway. Let's see if we can do it again.
Okay, let's do it. Hey, it always feels good when you make a change and it works out.
That was brilliant, John. Brilliant idea.
You can't be afraid to make a change. If it's not working, go try something. It certainly can't hurt. The young Drake there.
He's still got lots of brown on him.
You see his head just starting to get some plumage going?
That's why we're able to fool him.
Hey, you don't take away from our expert decoy movements. Hey, here comes some more ducks up. This morning we had to get out of the blind a little bit early because the rain just got so hard that it wasn't worth staying out there. We're really excited about tomorrow. The weather forecast is going to turn around. We're going to have an overcast, windy day, no rain. So I know we're all excited about staying dry tomorrow.
Anytime you're hunting beneath wild skies with family and making new friends, you're enjoying one of life's most precious gifts. I hope you'll consider joining or renewing your relationship with the Ducks Unlimited family. That's just a click away at ducks.org. For all the folks at Ducks Unlimited, Many thanks for your support, and see you next time on DUTV.